All right, let's get into it. Today, we're unpacking a story that's about way more than just a football match. It's about a high-stakes game, a call that had everyone screaming, and a manager's reaction that just completely flips the script on how you lead under pressure. So, you hear a quote like that after a really tough loss. Your first thought, my first thought, everyone's first thought is, wow, he is absolutely blasting the referees, right? Just laying into the officials for costing his team the game. But what if he wasn't talking about the referees at all? Yeah, you heard that right. In that moment of pure frustration, Barcelona's manager Hansi Flick turned all that criticism inward. He delivered a brutally honest takedown of his own team's performance just minutes after a loss that knocked them right off the top spot. Now, to really get why this is so remarkable, you have to understand the context here. This was not just any old loss. This was a stunning 2-1 defeat to Girona, and it had immediate and pretty painful consequences for Barcelona. I mean, the stakes could not have been higher. You see it right here. Barcelona goes into this match sitting pretty as the La Liga leaders. They walk off the pitch in second place, now trailing their biggest rivals. A single 90-minute game completely changed the landscape of the top. So, how did it all go so wrong? Well, the entire game, all that drama, really hinged on one single very, very debated moment. A flashpoint that could have easily become the only thing anyone talked about. Okay, picture this. We're in the 86th minute. The clock is ticking down, the score is all tied up, and the pressure is just immense. You know, these are the moments where entire seasons are won or lost. And then, bam, Girona scores, the ball is in the back of the net, sealing a 2-1 victory. But Barcelona, and especially their manager, were absolutely furious. They were convinced, 100% convinced, there was a foul in the build-up just seconds before the goal. And Flick, he did not mince words. He was adamant about it. He told the press straight up, I protested there was a clear foul. He saw it, he believed it should have been called, and in his mind, that non-call directly led to his team losing the game and their spot at the top of the league. But this is where the story takes a wild turn. With a clear foul costing them pretty much everything, the stage was perfectly set for a classic managerial meltdown, you know, aimed right at the officials. But that is not what happened. Not even close. No, seriously, think about it. Put yourself in his shoes. The cameras are on. Reporters are shouting questions. You feel like you've been robbed. What's your next move? Do you just let loose on the refs? Do you start talking about conspiracies? So on one side, you have what everyone expected. Blame the referee, complain about the call, maybe even bring up formal complaints the club had already filed. But the reality? Flick's message was the complete opposite. His mantra was no complaining, no excuses. He turned the spotlight right back on his own team. Look, Flick acknowledged the foul, but he flat out refused to use it as a shield. He said complaining just looks like an excuse, and that he didn't want any part of that. For him, the bottom line was simple, brutally simple. We have to play better. And to really, truly appreciate his stance, you have to understand that this loss did not happen in a vacuum. Oh no. It was the climax of what was an absolutely miserable week for Barcelona. I mean, just look at this chain of events. The pressure was already massive. First, they get hammered 4-0 by Atletico in the Cup. Then, in this very game, their young superstar misses a crucial penalty. Then comes the controversial loss, which knocks them from the top of the table. It was just a perfect storm of failure. So, after all of that chaos, where do you possibly go from here? Well, Flick's answer wasn't to point fingers outward, but to lay out a really clear, no-nonsense plan for how to recover. His plan was incredibly direct. First things first, rest. He gave the players 2 full days off, admitting they were really tired. But right after that, he followed it up with a demand for hunger. The message was crystal clear. Use this upcoming 2-week break to train, reset, and get ready for a fight. And this was his final word on the matter. No more talk of bad luck, no more talk of bad calls. Just a defiant, forward-looking mission statement. The focus shifted immediately from what they just lost to what they could still go out and win. Which, leaves us with this big question. In sports, and really in any high-pressure job, it is so easy to find an excuse. It's the path of least resistance. But maybe, just maybe, the most powerful tool for a comeback isn't pointing fingers, but radical, brutal honesty with yourself. What do you think?